Hey everyone! It's been a little while since I've been able to share a poem with you guys. I started the job at the Salvation Army for a seasonal kettle coordinator, and so all those people you see ringing the bells at the grocery stores and Walmarts, I'm the one who gets to have the honor of coordinating all that. So it's more demanding than I thought, but tonight I actually have the opportunity to finally get back to sharing poems with you. So I'm going to be reading from SOS Poetry 2. This is the first poem I'm sharing with you guys from the second poetry book. So if you haven't already gone out and supported me by buying a copy of any one of my books, they're available on Amazon, but specifically SOS Poetry 2. This week, the poem is called Selfies, and immediately all of us are going to think taking pictures of ourselves. But think about that, because taking a picture of yourself and posting it, where are our motives when we do that? That's the question I want to ask you guys, is what is the purpose of the picture that you post of yourself? I say this because it took me many years to finally come to a place where I cared less about myself. I can't say that I don't have moments where I'm being selfish, but my whole life is not driven by selfishness. And right now, there's a lot in society that is self-love. You need to love yourself before you can love others. And that's just not true. You know, when I found Jesus Christ, I heard the truth. And the truth is that you need to surrender yourself to Jesus and allow Him to be the Lord of your life instead of you being the Lord of your life. And you know what? The minute I did that is when my entire life, I found freedom. I found freedom, I found joy, and although it's hard at times, when I think less about myself, it's more rewarding than if I were to achieve a million things here on earth for myself. It is better to love the neighbor and of course love God above all else. So without further ado, here is the poem Selfies, and I'm going to be reading straight from the book. I didn't have time to memorize it, so forgive me. So here we go. My soul pants for you, desperate with thirst. My whole being consumed with seems to burst. This love is immaculate, it's immeasurable and intense. I burn with a lust to be in the triune presence. Tectonic shifts and seismic waves, all in your hands, supernova paths you've made. Why do we choose earthly pleasures and things? Why do we stand outside, satisfied with the doorbell ring? Never entering the house of God, never going beyond the altar, never entering the presence. By self-sins, we falter. Self-sins keep us from entering, creating their own veil. Self-love being a thread, self-admiration being a nail. Self-sufficiency, the nail in your hand. Self-righteousness pulling down like quicksand. Self-centered is the human heart. Self-driven, we are stained. Some even promote their self under the guise of Jesus' name. None are righteous. We all fall short of your glory. Yet for our self-sins you died, making salvation your territory. So now the torch is ours to carry. Now we must crawl to the cross, expose our selfish hearts, tearing the veil of selfish dross. This deep-rooted nature, only purged in surrender. It's a death that won't feel good, but to life we render. Our painful sanctification won't stop when we yield to Him. Resurrection will follow, life like a glorious hymn. It is only Jesus who can burn away our impurity. It is through Jesus we come to know eternity. Not through intellect or other gods, not through ourselves, we deserve no applause. He is the only way, the cross to self-crucifixion. He is the way to joy. He is our satisfaction. All right, guys, that's Selfies in SOS Poetry 2, available on Amazon.com. Also, check out my YouTube channel where I post these videos and more. Hit the notification button so it'll notify you every time I post a video. And you know what? Thank you for joining me on this journey. It's interesting that I read the Selfies poem, and then here I am on the camera promoting myself because I'm a self-published author, excuse me. But here's my reason for doing all this, so that you know it's not selfish. There's others out there who have suffered. There's others out there who are in darkness, and I was once there. And if I can be a vessel to help someone come out of the darkness, to help someone not commit suicide, to help someone have hope, then I'll get on the camera and make a whole bunch of mistakes if it means one person's life is changed. So on that note, I hope you guys have a great week. Thanksgiving's coming up, so even though it's during COVID, I'm thankful for all of you guys. Have a good one.